talking about all these things, can we stay with a person that is not motivated? You know, everything we've discussed now, somebody can be a smoker, a drinker, and everything. The system motivation.
Yeah. But wait, I think we have to establish first. Was the person motivated before, then became demotivated, or just their natural state is
people,
lack of motivation?
I've seen people that to do anything in their life they have to be dragged. I'm serious. I've seen people that
and
to do anything in their life.
Need to be flogged. Do you know what it is? That type of person has not experienced being beaten. When somebody
tells you to get up and watch the play,
and you want to listen.
You will do it, bro.
I'm telling you, I didn't want to do a PhD until my mom told me you better start doing that thing. And my motivation rose up from nowhere. You just see that it's just able to do it.
Let me make an example. I don't want to call the name of this artist. Trust me, I think he's one of the most talented artists that's come from Nigeria.
Powerful man.
If he can stay motivated, he will be giving us banger every time. You know, when no one will call music a banger, there's a difference between it and banger. So this guy would have been giving us banger every week, but this guy needs to.
So that's why I say, are we talking of somebody that is demotivated, that was motivated
but there's some people that
or never motivated at all?
You know, that's what I'm saying. There are some people that their default state is not motivated.
So how do we deal with that?
Because
I already know the solution.
I don't think.
I want to hear from somebody else.
I don't think. Do you know what it is? How do I explain this properly? I don't think motivation exists to an extent, because I feel like it's more of a consistently thing. Because if you need to be motivated to do something, that means you need to keep seeking motivation from places to then do it.
Not necessarily.
I think so.
Yeah, but
that's an interesting point.
I feel like motivation. Do you
know what it is? You can explain what I'm about to say and say that the goal that you want to do, what you want to achieve, is your motivation, which I completely understand. But when I explain my point, you'll get what I mean.
Go on then.
So you have a goal. To achieve that goal, you take steps towards it. Now, if you want to achieve that goal, you have to keep taking steps. The moment you stop taking steps, you're cutting yourself from achieving that goal. Now, that has nothing to do with motivation, because motivation for me is like when you feel like doing it. If I feel like editing today, I'll edit. If I don't feel like editing today, I won't edit. But somebody who's an editor, whether they feel like it or not, they're editing today.
I see that point.
Which is what I think.
But you see why I said why I would never be like, I'm sorry, why I would never be around a person that is not motivated. You see, sometimes the thing with motivation is that sometimes the motivation, you need to do a work. Let's say the motivation right now is maybe finish this glass of drink. That is my goal. So I need, why I'm motivated doing it. I can be like, all right, from staying up, there's a stay up, like they stay, I'm going to do this. Yeah. Why I'm doing this step, from that staring, if it can lead me to something else. I can be like, all right, after drinking, I can wash off. You understand? That is why I said, sometimes.
What's that thing called momentum?
I feel like, but I was going to say.
How can you be there and be like, I don't know, because there are people that nothing drives you.
I hear it. And from one thing leads to another.
I feel like what I'm going
motivated
to switch it then is maybe the better terminology is a driven person.
Yeah.
Because
person will drive.
Yeah, because I feel like I get what you're saying.
It's internal for me.
Yeah, and I feel like because I
think we should lay it out there.
Just
because normally, when you ever watch or maybe hear at work or when someone says, I just feel demotivated, normally they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Do you get? So, and a lot of the times someone will be like, I feel mad motivated to go to gym today. They go to gym. The moment they don't feel motivated, they don't go to gym. But somebody that's consistent and wants to be healthy and wants to have a gym board, will be going to gym whether they feel like it or not.
There's still a drive inside,
but that's internal because there's a hill. I want to get to the top. I have to climb. Whether I feel like climbing or not.
Because let's say, for example, certain things can affect your motivation. For example, a bad news, whatever situation,
Dumb comment.
a phase in your life. Even mental health conditions can affect your motivation.
Yeah,
but
true.
if within you there's a drive, it's like you wake up in the morning, you know you're demotivated. Like sometimes when I was lacking motivation to do my work, I knew that I didn't have the motivation, but my drive to succeed was
do my
so
work.
high.
Yes,
And my mom, when
bigger.
my mom came to me at a point in time, she was like, you're lying on the bed. You're lying on the bed doing nothing. Why don't you get up and challenge your challenge? And when she said that, I was like, okay. But then my drive was like, listen, challenge your challenge. Get
it's
up.
like,
And the
because
worst-
you just if you, I feel like and this is for me personally, because I'm such a driven person in the sense of like, when I've deeped it, when I'm not doing anything, that's when I now feel everything is everything is just left. I feel useless. I'm not here. All of this. I'm just one bum laying in the street. So it's like, if I'm now not because I'm so driven, I cannot be with somebody who's not driven, because I don't mind motivating you when I need to, but it shouldn't be anytime I have to do something, I have to come and tell you. Do you know what I'm saying? You need to be able to, I'm not around, but things are still getting done.
Okay,
because I'll keep moving forward and you'll get left behind. And then you'll be like, why have you left me behind?
What about scenarios whereby, for example, you see some people now, when they are motivated, they get the result done. They get the job done. But you see, they constantly need.
But somebody like that, you can't put your life in their hands. Because somebody needs to be there to
constantly
so you're
the moment that you're in emergency and you need that person to step up and be there, because whether or not whether or not we're all the driving forces in our own life, and let's say we manage our own situations. In your business, you're the one that manages it. You're the dictator, or dictator is a bad word, or whatever. But you're the one that manages it. There will be a time, it might not be often, but you might not be able to do something, or you might not be able to be there, you might not be able to whatever. You need that person that you're with to then step up and make moves. Because it's like, there's this thing, like when you were children, you wrap each other's, you lock your arms, and then the other person bends over and you're leaning on their back. It's like that when you're married. There are times where you will need to lean on that person's back. There are times where the person will need to lean on your back. And if you're with somebody that's not driven and they can't make moves on their own, you won't be able to lean on them.
Because that scenario,
it's like you're dragging dead weight.
Sometimes at workplace, there are some people that you work with, not because they are so good, because they just like, they give you give them. So
there has to be that.
It just makes life easier.
Because even like when I speak to people, and I always say, like, you know, when you're in high school and they're like, oh, that's how you end up like working at McDonald's and all this like jokes and stuff. I always say to people, I'm like, me personally, I don't have an issue with somebody who is working. And I was talking to like my good friend, and they were talking about like, you know, when they finish uni, what they're gonna do. And I was like, to be honest, work wherever, it doesn't really matter, because you know you're not staying there. It's different if you're getting a job in Sainsbury's or McDonald's or wherever, and you're just planning to stay there. Like, do you get, you know you're going to do something, so work there. And then I was like, but even whilst you're there, and this is a major if I see it, I'll be like, hey, this person is amazing. You know you're not planning to stay there, but you also making moves there. So you're working in Sainsbury's, and you know that you're going to be here for maybe a year, 2 years. You're working hard. They talk about leadership position. You apply, you get it. They talk about manager positions. You apply, you get it. You know you're not planning to stay there. You know you're making moves, but you're also not being stagnant where you are. So to me, that's somebody that cannot, because I'm not someone who can stay in somewhere for too long. I need to be moving forward. Even if, and stuff like, okay, becoming a team leader, becoming a manager, you're not maybe taking, I mean, you're getting skills anyways. So when you now go to apply for other jobs, it will show you have managerial roles. So it works. But maybe to yourself, you might not feel like you're making moves in the direction of where you want to go, but at least you're making moves in a good direction. Do you get what I mean? Whereas I feel like if I see you and you're stagnant water, or you're like against the current, I will feel like you said, like, I'm dragging dead weight. I'm telling you, come, let's do this.
I feel like,
and nobody wants to drag dead weight.
I heard this thing, I think it was from Jordan Peterson, but he basically said that human beings were built to live uphill. What I mean by that is life is constantly moving forward, going upward.